Hello, this is Derek from Creative Knots. Today we're going to go over the Bedazzle Crystal and Gemstone Kit. This is for Photoshop only. I do sell the patterns outside of layer styles. And everything that you see in this preview image, it was made with the styles or patterns. They were really just patterns, but I made layer styles out of them. So, I just want to get to it and kind of just go through it a little bit. So work off this main little preview image that I have here. I've kind of got it split up, but the first thing you want to do is you want to be working with the layer styles palette. And the way you get to that is you get a window. Oh, sorry. And then you go down to styles. So you click on that, depending on the version of Photoshop, that may pop out of this bar. You may already have it open with your workspace, but if you don't, after you install the styles, which there's a video in the documentation that tells you how to install Photoshop layer styles, you just go to Window and you go to Styles. So that's pretty simple. And then, if you do want to load the styles up, you just click on this little button right here, and then you go to Load Styles. And then you just basically navigate to where you unzip the file at, and then, you'll open up the layer styles file, which is .asl, I believe. So let's just get to it. There's a lot of neat little patterns that you can choose from here. And here's one thing to keep in mind. Depending on the workspace, your scale, I always say this, your scale has to be 100. Divide that by 2, you'd have 50, 25, 10, 5, or 2, or 1. So if you do something like, 150, it's going to be blurry. And you can see it's blurry right here. You want to stay away from that. Same thing if you say, oh, I want to do 90, you can't really do that. So it's just the way that Photoshop is. I mean, if you're working ultra high resolution, it may not be that big of an issue, but there's always some little quirks or limitations when you're working with layer styles with the pattern overlay. So let's just stay with that. That's kind of cool. And then I would just go here. I would add another one. And another way that you can get to the blending options or the layer styles is if you right click on your layer and then you go to blending options, it'll bring it up, and you click on the styles tab up here at the top. So let's find something. Oh, that's cool. I like this gold one. I'm always a fan of gold. So let's go with gold. And again, since I'm working on in a higher resolution workspace, the scale is set to 104. I would just set it to, let's say 50. And I can move it around too if I don't like it exactly. So I can move it around. And you go, well, maybe I don't like that too much. Then I would go to styles, and I would maybe just find something that, has a little bit of a different effect if I didn't like that one. So let's go with this green. We'll go with this green one. Or I do have another one on here that I like using a lot. Let's see. And that's just kind of, how I use these, for my day in and day out work. I just kind of hunt around for the styles that are there. And when I find one that I like, I'll stick to it. So this one, probably a little too dark. So maybe we'll go to this, which is kind of like a diamond view. I'll set this one to 50. There we go. That looks cool. And then let's add that gold down here to this sailor text, because I think that's going to look good. Yeah, it did. Yeah, that looks real good. And I'm going to copy that. So if I want to reuse an effect, I can copy it, and then I can go over here, go to that layer, and then paste layer style, and wham, bam, it's right there. Then maybe I would say, hey, I want to do that for the border as well. So as you can see, within a very small period of time, we've made something that has that, gem emerald look and feel to it. We can go in here and change the border if we want. There's just a ton of neat effects. Like this one's kind of like a, I forget what I named this one. All of them have names and stuff like that too, but this one's an amnest. You could just go through these if you wanted to. Let's just kind of just walk through some of them just so you can get an idea of, you know, what they could essentially look like in a project. You know, that's one that's cool. There's just a ton of them on here. They look brilliant. That one's like a onyx. Again, the diamond one. That's not what I used for the text, but it's very similar. That right there gives you like that bling effect or whatever. That's very cool. And you know, let's just start with like a new document real quick, and just so you can kind of get an idea that, you know, it can work with text too. You know, do a gemstone. I'll set it to black. Let's go find a neat little font. I had to reformat my computer, so I had to reinstall some fonts. All right, here's a Bonjour. Oh, didn't do it right. Gemstone. All right. So if I just wanted to add some gemstone styles to this, I could go right here. And you can see the scale changes based on your document type or your document size. So just keep that in mind. You know, if you say, something looks weird, something looks a little fuzzy, just keep it in mind that, you know, you can always go back and change it. This one's kind of cool too. I use this one a lot in the print world when I do print ads and stuff like that. It gives you like a grandeur look. Has like a liquidy look to it. So not only can you do it on text, you can do it on just pretty much anything. You know, static layers. You can get all sorts of neat little effects that you could be used for, you know, all sorts of things. So in a nutshell, that's the product. I just wanted to go through it with you so you had an idea of how to use it. And I look forward to seeing what everybody comes up with. So until next time. You guys be safe and take care. Bye.